Hi guys, how are you? I hope you are doing well. So today's topic is performance appraisal. Today we will understand the meaning of performance appraisal, need for performance appraisal and methods of performance appraisal. First, meaning. So what is performance appraisal? It is a systematic evaluation of performance of employees and to understand the abilities of a person for further growth and development. It's very simple. In a company at the end of the year, the employee their performance is measured whether they perform well or they did not perform well. So that measurement is nothing but performance appraisal. So here, so if ability of a person is need to be improved, so then that is done so that it will be good for the company. So need for performance appraisal. Why performance appraisal is needed? So there are few reasons. The first reason is, why do we need? So it helps the company to take decision regarding salary fixation, promotion and other things. The company will give promotion to some employees, it will increase salary. So to do that, performance appraisal helps. Second reason is review of performance of subordinates. For boss, if there is a boss under him, some employees are working, so whether they are working well or not. So to review the performance of the subordinates, performance appraisal helps. Third reason is it helps to counsel the subordinates. If a particular employee is not doing well, so you will come to know that he is not doing well when you conduct performance appraisal. So then he is not doing well, there might be other reasons, so you can counsel that particular candidate. So next reason is to diagnose deficiency in employee regarding skills and knowledge. So we'll come to know that whether an individual, whether an employee, he has all the required skills, whether he has knowledge or not, that will also be known by doing performance appraisal. Last reason is to prevent grievance. So by doing performance appraisal, so we can prevent the grievance. Grievance is nothing like complaint about a particular employee, or there is something wrong done by an employee. So these can be prevented by doing performance appraisal. So now we will understand different methods of performance appraisal. So there are two methods broadly, traditional methods and modern methods. So we will understand these methods one by one. First, let us understand traditional methods. So under traditional methods, there are few methods. So let us understand one by one. So ranking method. This is a very simple method. So in this method, all the employees are ranked according to their performance from best to worst. So those who have done extremely well, he will be at the top of the table. So then one who has worst performance, he will be at the bottom. So this is done according to their performance. So performance related to quality and quantity of output, attendance, cooperation, etc. So these are the basis on which ranking is done, and this is a very simple method and it is not an expensive method. Next method is paired comparison. I think again it's a very simple method. So here each employee in a company is compared with other employee. So for example, there are 5 employees, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. So these are the 5 employees working in a company. So performance of A is compared with other 4 employees, so with B, C, D, E. So then performance of B is compared with employee A, C, D. The same way C is compared with A, B, C, D. In the same way, the performance appraisal of D as well as E can also be done. Next method is grading method. So in this method, certain categories are established. So for example, the one category is outstanding, the other one is satisfactory, so next one is unsatisfactory. So if 3 categories are established, so then employees performance is compared with these 3 grades. So then employee is allocated to the grades. So when you want to appraise a particular employee, so then you will put him into outstanding category or satisfactory or unsatisfactory. The next method is forced distribution method. So here what used to happen was, the appraiser, he used to put everybody at a higher end. So it was the tendency. So to eliminate this tendency, so this forced distribution method was evolved. So in this method, the appraiser, he has to put all the employees into 4 brackets. So excellent, good, average, below average, or 10% is, that is poor. So here normal distribution curve is established. So for example, so here the appraiser, he has to put 40% of the employees under average, 20% under good, 10% under excellent, 20% under below average, and 10% under poor. So in this way, all the employees' performance can be appraised by putting them into these 4 brackets. So that is under normal distribution curve. Forced choice method. So in this method, it contains series of group of statements. There are some statements. So some statements are negative and some statements are positive. So here the rater, the one who is conducting appraisal, so he has to select these statements which rightly describe a particular employee. For example, employee A's performance appraisal is being done. So then the rater has to decide whether these 3 out of 4 statement, which statement is suitable to this particular employee, that is A. So if he wants to give a positive statement, so there are 2 statement positive. So gives good and clear instruction to the subordinates, whether this employee, he was giving clear instruction to the subordinates. So another positive is can be dependent upon to complete any job assigned. So can the company depend on this employee to complete a particular assignment? So there are 2 negative statements as well. So first negative is makes promises beyond his limit to keep this. So whether this employee makes promises beyond his limit, so inclines to favor some employees, whether this employee does favoritism to a particular employee who is working under him. So these statements can be seen whether which statement is rightly suitable to this particular employee. The next method is checklist method. So in this method, the HR department, it prepares a series of questions with answer in yes or no. So then the checklist containing these questions is then presented to the reader. Reader is the one who is doing appraisal. So then he will tick appropriate answer to relevant employee. For example, here the performance appraisal of teacher is being done. So then what he will do is, so these are the different questions. So then, so while doing performance appraisal of this particular teacher, so he will say, for example, is he regular on job? So he will decide whether he should put yes or no. So then in relation to the teacher, so does he maintain discipline? So again, whether it is yes or no. So then is he interested in the job? Yes or no. Does he ever make mistake? Yes or no. Does show favoritism to particular student? So does this teacher show favoritism to particular student? Again, yes or no is marked. So then is he willing to help colleagues? Again, yes or no. So this way performance appraisal of an employee is done. Next method is critical incident method. So in this method what happens is the supervisor, so he keeps written record of critical events and how different employees behave during these events. So for example, the events may be a fire or sudden breakdown of machinery, etc. So during these events, whether the employee behaved positively or negatively. So this is done. His behavior helps whether his performance appraisal is good or bad. So for example, the below given table illustrates the behavior of 5 workers. So these are 5 workers during a machine breakdown. So when a machine broke down, so these 5 employees, how they behaved. So for example, worker A, So he informed supervisor immediately, so then he will get 5 marks. So then worker B, he became anxious of loss of output, so then 4 score. So then employee C tried to repair the machine, so 3 marks. So then employee D complained of poor maintenance, so 2. Last worker, he might have he was happy to get forced rest, so then points are marks 1. So in this way, critical incident can be used to evaluate performance of a worker or an employee. The next method is rating scale method. This is a very simple method. So here a scale from 1 to 10 is designed. So 1 indicates negative feedback and 10 indicates positive feedback. And certain traits, so that is basis for measuring the performance. So for example, attitude of employee towards his superiors, colleagues and customers. So this can be measured on a scale of 1 to 10. So 1 indicates extremely poor, so 10 indicates excellent. So based on his performance, on this scale, so whichever is suitable, so that is marked. The other example is, for example, regularity. So in regularity, again there is a scale from 1 to 10. Again, based on his performance, a particular number on scale is marked. The last method is essay method. I think this is the most easiest method. So in this method, the rater, what he will do is, he will write a narrative description on employee. So he will write about employee, about what? About the strength, weakness, past performance, potential suggestions for improvement. So about these things an essay is written. Okay, so then its positive point is that it is a simple. The positive point about this method is it is a very simple method, and it does not require complex formats, extensive specific training to complete it. Again, to do this method, even the appraiser need not be given training. So this is a very simple method. So these are the traditional methods of performance appraisal. Thank you.